My name is Bayan, I'm from the ninth biggest country in the world, from the heart of Central Asia, from Almaty, the most beautiful city all over the world. I have been working in healthcare industry for more than 9 years. I have very good experience working in one of the biggest company in China, dealing with medical equipment and working now in IT healthcare business. Belt and Road Initiative for Central Asia is going to be a very good platform to communicate, to develop new high technology business, especially in the healthcare industry. Welcome to The Point with Blue Team.
What made you come to China to begin with?
In the beginning, I was trying to find some university where I can finish my master's degree. At that time, I had an opportunity to go to United States or go to China. So I used an opportunity to go to China because I saw that actually the trend of China was developing very fast, and it was a very good opportunity to develop myself. And anyway, it's like we still need to speak Chinese language, right? Through that kind of platforms, through the platform of studying Chinese, I learned something regarding Chinese culture, the way to do business, the way to talk with people, the way to treat people. So I think it was very important. I never regret about it.
From where you come from, Almaty, in Central Asia, very close to China in a historic sense as well, in a geographic sense as well. Was it interesting for you still to come and see China for your own eyes?
We will look in Central Asia region, we'll be able to find actually that before China and Central Asia was very close together, because at that time it was like a Silk Way.
So we had a very strong connection back then, we all know that, and however, because of the discovery of the sea route linking America with Asia through different routes, the importance of the Silk Road kind of diminished together with the development of this part of the world. What kind of opportunities are we seeing now along this part of the world?
Long history before, Silk Way project was like a win-win cooperation, and if we are talking about Belt and Road Initiative, now we can say that actually it has the same position for win-win cooperation to all of us, not even China, not even Central Asian countries, but for all the road, like India, Pakistan, and even European countries. So we are talking about cultural exchange, not between China and Kazakhstan or Kyrgyzstan or Uzbekistan, but even Kazakhstan can have its own way to go to India and Pakistan thanks to Belt and Road Initiative.
You have constantly been talking about cultural exchanges, interestingly, but most of the time when we talk about the Belt and Road Initiative, we're talking about building roads, building highways, doing trade. Why is that?
Belt and Road is not just the roads, it's not just the highways, it's not just railways, it's not even just telecommunication, it's something which will be able to change everything, because that kind of platform, it helps us to communicate with each other. And it's a very sensitive question when we're talking about healthcare, because all of us are different, but as far as we are different, we still have the same problems with healthcare. So it's very important to focus on this communication, to promote it, and to promote the high technology points to develop these healthcare issues.
Have you seen any changes in either policy or in financing or in whichever aspect that have affected your business? As you have said, this kind of platform is super important for your industry, or are you still waiting to see real changes coming through?
Central Asia region, before it's still this very important region in the world, but before it was not paid too much attention for it. And thanks to Belt and Road Initiative, we can find that Central Asia, and especially Kazakhstan, is going to be the first step. So the first basement of Belt and Road Initiative is going through Kazakhstan. So a lot of people from China, a lot of businessmen from China, from Southeast Asia, from South Asia, from Europe, they started to focus on Central Asia. When they started to focus on the projects and business opportunities, which kind of products will be able to bring. So Europeans, South Asia, and a lot of people and businessmen from China, they started to invest money in it. And of course, healthcare industry is one of the most important. So I really can feel the difference, how it was and how it become now. And I still feel that in 3 or 4 years, it will be changing like 90 degrees. It will be like totally different and much better.
Wow. Why you are saying that? Do you have, I mean, not just in the kind of strong will by the Chinese government to promote this initiative, but do you also have the same feeling that this initiative will be even better received by countries around the world?
If we are talking about promotion of this initiative, we need to understand that actually there's still a lot of work which should be done. Today, a lot of people already know what kind of project it is, what kind of initiative it is. A lot of people can feel the difference, how it was and how it became and how it will be in the future. If we are talking about Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, about these 5 countries in Central Asia with Tajikistan and Turkmenistan, we can say that actually all of these countries can see that kind of difference. And maybe for a lot of people, it's still Belt and Road Initiative is just a highways. But a lot of people started to understand that actually with that kind of highways, with that kind of platform, a lot of business is coming. And a lot of opportunities is coming. And a lot of development is coming as well.
I understand you also do business in other countries along this Eurasian route, let's say. What other opportunities or interest points you can share with us when you are doing this business?
I was doing the sales, like project sales, for post-Soviet Union countries, including Caucasian region, including Southeast Asia, including East Asia countries, and even Ethiopia, like some African countries. I was in Georgia, in Tbilisi. It was a healthcare week of Georgia at that time, and I heard about a big project in Azerbaijan. And actually, they said that that project already finished. There was like the biggest hospital in Baku. So I just left from Georgia to Azerbaijan, tried to find something about this project, and I came there at 8 o'clock. Before, it was not planned, actually. It was not under the planning. Mm-hmm. So I came at 8 o'clock in the morning. I contacted with my distributor, and we decided to meet with the chief of this hospital. So we met, and we started to talk about the project, and we had only 15 minutes to talk. And actually, we've been talking about 5 or 6 minutes about the project. And then we spent about 4 hours talking about the history of this place. Like I told them all the story from China, how it was before, from Central Asia, and how we've been communicating with each other. Yeah. So like Caspian region, like Central Asia, China, and Europe.
So you spent 4 hours in the end. Did
Yes.
you get the contract?
We get the contract. Yeah, we got the contract.
So what does that say about the countries that China wants to invite on board this initiative? There must be a historic or cultural relationship that we can build on. How do you look at the potential possibility, the potential, let's say, prospect of this initiative, if it is well communicated?
At first, it's like if we are going to build a very good business, very good platform on this Belt and Road Initiative, we need to understand that we need to be very flexible. We need to be very flexible, and we need to learn other cultures' advantages. Because we need to understand actually, like China has more than 5,000 years of history, no doubt. But if you look at Iran, India, Caucasian countries, even Central Asia, all of them has a lot of influence of the cultural background. They have their own history. They have their own possibilities to develop themselves. But it's very important to understand that if we are going to create a platform, we need to listen to each other. We need to talk with each other. We need to communicate and understand the common approaches. So it's very important. And Belt and Road Initiative, it creates that kind of platform. So for example, if I'm in Kazakhstan, I can use that kind of highway or railway, just go to Southeast Asia or to South India, just talk to the businessmen, just talk to the people, or just go to China, and it's coming very, very convenient. If it's very convenient, it means that business processes is going to be very quick. Mm-hmm. So, of course, it will have an influence on myself. It will have an influence on the person with whom I'm talking with. And it will have an influence on the society which surrounds us.
Yeah. So if the Belt and Road, if the infrastructure connectivity is the bone of this giant person in Asia, then the flesh might be the cultural and historic bond we have already, and which need to be developed.
First, we have a skeleton. We have bones, and actually, bones don't have any brain. So brain is something else, but you still need to have bones to have that brain, right? For me, Belt and Road Initiative is something like a very good platform, and using that kind of platform, we can create a very good brain.
The Belt and Road Initiative gave me a spectacular new opportunity.
Serge Platkovsky is a Russian who grew up in China. He calls himself one of the benefactors of Belt and Road Initiative, as it connects him back with his native country. How has the initiative changed Serge's life? How has Serge connected the place he was raised in with his motherland through the Belt and Road? Join me tomorrow to find out on The Point in our special series, The Belt and Road's Heartbeats.
That's all for this edition of The Point with me, Li Xin. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter using the handle The Point with LX. Download the CGTN Live application to watch our show on your mobile devices. For previous shows, go to the CGTN channel of YouTube. Click on the playlist and look for The Point with Li Xin. Thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time.